Good morning, everyone. This is Jaygrapher presenting you a very interesting art book by the architect slash artist Limpika Vethaka, who is creating this fictional world inspired from the Uyghurs region in northwest of China, and inspired from that region, this Turkish area. With any book flip through, it is important to support the artist, so I will leave their Instagram in the description down below. For this artist in particular, she has a link to bring advocacy and support of the people over there, so do please check it out. This will be a literary fantasy inspired by pre-modern Central Asia and the Pan-Turkic Silk Road. So it is 14 years ago, Vidar knows how to become what others need him to be. Trained by thieves and hunted by creatures only he can see. He survives on stolen names. That was until he met Shehzada Arsan. Apologies on the name pronunciation. The youngest of the royal sons, desperate to escape the empire's brutal fratricide law. What begins as a daring game of the prince and the pauper quickly turns into a perilous gamble when the grand vizier is murdered. Arsan flees the palace knowing his life is forfeit to the blade of his more competent brother. Vidar, who is only ever trusted his dagger, finds himself bound to Arsan by a promise that blurs the line between loyalty, treachery, and something far more dangerous. This story is mainly inspired by culture, and the locations within the story is fictional. I just wanted to double check on that. So the Uyghurs are a Turkic ethnic group native to the region of Xinjiang in western China. They have their own language, religion, primary Islam, and a rich culture heritage tied to centuries of Silk Road history. In recent years, the Chinese government has carried out a systematic campaign of representation against Uyghurs and other Muslim minorities. This includes the internment of over 1 million people in camps, forced sterilization and birth suppression, destruction of mosques, shrines, and cemeteries and other cultural landmarks, mass surveillance, family separation, and forced labor. A very noble cause to create this world, to talk about this very serious issue going on in the world. So getting back to the book flip through, once again, this book is mainly a world building architecture theme book, which is very nice to see. This is a lot of conceptual art and the world building, and we get to see a little bit of the description of the locations and the lifestyle of the people who live there. Now, something that I've asked is that this will not be a comic book once again, and it might be more focused on a novel, but with artwork as beautiful as these, I hope and can imagine that with establishing shots as these can bring the audience to get into the section of the story. So one side would be artwork such as this, and then the other page over here will be all text. This might just allow one to be able to get through a story without needing to draw a lot of images and just focus on the story through text. I came down on this artwork quite perfectly because I wanted to talk about this section, that it is a entrance wall. So for an entrance wall, it's quite interesting to see living quarters at the top of the structure when it might be for soldiers when it comes to defense. And these small details is also quite interesting, where in real life these things sticking out is to distribute the weight of the structure that is on top, and it distributes outwards right here. So it's a very nice touch and impressive. Here's one of my favorite artwork again. I really like the composition of the artist that helped frame the interior on the inside, and then we have more framing for the character and the lighting shining on the character themselves. So this is a very interesting start for the artist Limpika and her world building, and we'll want to wish her the best when it comes to her future story as she continues to develop this concept. And I shall leave a link to her Instagram in the description below to sort of get this book if it's available. And she has a crowdfunding for the Uyghurs as well. And with that said, if you sort of like this page flip through, I hope to try to make a video a week. I have many more books to share, and be sure to like and subscribe and share what you think of this concept. With that said, I'll see you next time.